But I usually only keep it to 2. Unless there's some wild festivities going on.
Is this not a wild festivity on a
Right,
Thursday?
so 2.
You said unless it's a wild festivity, and then you have more.
Then I'll have more.
See,
but other than that, then
listener.
I keep it to 2.
I'm a good listener.
Then I keep it to 2. Keep it to 2 drinks. It's total 4 shots of tequila.
What?
It's
I
not
don't
a
like
lot.
tequila.
It's not a lot. I'm a big fan.
I don't know why, it's not for me. I don't like tequila and I don't like vodka.
Vodka's gross. I don't do vodka.
So
We
bad.
have the bottle of vodka I have. Once again, child's birthday party.
Wow.
But no one drinks vodka. My dad's
I bring beer to child's birthday
My
parties.
dad's like, oh, we gotta get vodka. I'm like, no one's gonna drink it. No one drinks vodka. It's never in the house. He's like, oh, but you gotta have it. And I'm like, okay.
Dads are weird like that. My dad was like that too.
Buys it, doesn't get opened. He doesn't even drink it. The following year, same thing. We all hit the liquor store. My brother, Dad, we're not buying vodka again. The bottle's still there. No one's opened it. He makes a single drink. And then it goes back on the shelf. It's sitting there.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. My dad was like that too. We would do like a family event or something, and he would go to the liquor store and buy a bunch of booze that nobody would drink. My mom, I mean, to be clear, my mom was an alcoholic, so a lot of it she would drink. But like, I'd be like, who the fuck is drinking Kahlua? Nobody.
Just Kahlua straight?
Yeah. Or he'd buy like gin. Well, my grandma drank gin, but I don't know. It's just straight. Like he'd buy an enormous bottle of gin, and he'd be like, "This is something we need in the house." Dads are weird like that.
Dads are very weird. He's like, no, we gotta have it.
You gotta have certain alcohols in the house, and I'm like, for what? And then he'd be like, well, your mother's a drinker, and I'd be like, so we're fueling that?
I'm like, that's part of the problem, Pops.
I didn't realize that so much later. But anyway, let's see what my list says.
Yeah, what we got next on the agenda?
My next on the agenda is Ross.
Yeah, what's your obsession with Ross? Do they not have Rosses in Long Island? Like, what's the deal?
They probably do, but I never realized how unbelievably amazing that place is. And I'm mildly obsessed right now. Because, like, pretty much, like, on my off days, I'm always hitting a Ross.
And you're just to see the wonders?
I just want to know what they have. Because they have so much good stuff there. And I always, like, I'll see something and I'll be like, that would be so good for organizing my fucking underwear. You know, just something completely wildly random like that.
You're like, if I had 20 pens, this would be perfect for all 20 of them.
I'll get the pens.
So I'll get this, and then we're going to go to Target and get pens.
Who cares? I'll get the pens. But it's the stuff. And I'm just like, I want to redo my entire pantry. I'm like, heading to the Ross.
Have you been to Burlington Coat Factory yet?
No, I do think it's weird that they have. So when I first moved down here,
it's not just coats.
When I moved down here, my first comment was like, "Man, they got a Burlington Coat Factory down here. Like, who the fuck's buying coats in Florida?" And my pop was like, "They're not just coats."
Also, I am. I almost bought. We went once. This was a couple years ago.
You're buying coats?
I have. I am a big fan. I used to wear suits almost every day, but I'm a big fan of top coats.
Like an overcoat?
Yeah. So like it's
overcoat.
cut like a blazer.
When could
It's cut not like a trench coat.
Uh-huh.
It's cut like a blazer, a little bit thicker material, but it's long.
Okay, yeah, I have one of those.
I have several.
Where are you wearing them?
When I tell you, the second the temperature drops,
Dog,
that
it never
boy's
gets
going
cold
on.
enough for that.
That, what was it, a few months ago? Like 6 months ago, and it was randomly super cold one morning?
The one day a year?
Yeah, one day.
Are you suiting up for that
I
day?
wore it to fucking the store in the
You're
morning.
a wild
I was
animal.
like, you don't understand. Everyone was like,
Listen, I like
everyone's
getting
like, why
dressed
do you
up,
have that on? And I'm like, there's a 300 blackout underneath this.
I love getting dressed up, and I also, since I found like, so like when I didn't know I was gay, but
in the before times,
I always loved like suits, and I always wanted to wear suits.
Mm-hmm.
And you could, by the way, you could be not gay and wear suits, but
yeah.
It's kind of fucking fruity. But when I cut my hair, I bought my first suit for a wedding, for a friend's wedding that was coming up, and I was like, I'm gonna wear a suit. Which, by the way, was a huge point of contention.
Is this the one last year?
My pouch fucking broke.
Oh, this fucking guy. There's a trash can right there.
Ugh. Anyway, No, this was like 3 years ago.
Is it the same suit?
Huh? No, different suit.
Oh, okay.
I have both suits. I have 2 suits now. I would like another one. I want a gray suit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the suit to have. But anyway, I bought my first suit for a friend's wedding, and it was such a wildly fulfilling thing for me. Like, I almost cried when I put on my first suit, because I saw myself in the mirror with short hair wearing this suit that I had always imagined, and I was like, this is me.
I've ascended.
Dude, I was like, holy shit, this is me. For the first time ever, I looked in a mirror and I was like, that's me. That's me. Like, that is me. Versus all the other times in my life where I like really dressed up or wore dresses, because I wore so many dresses. And I was like, I look good, but like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not happy.
You're like, I don't feel good in this. Like,
no, yeah.
A good suit will make you feel good.
But you know, even not a good suit, like just wearing like a dress shirt and like a tie. But like when I put on that suit, bro, I was like, that's me. I was so happy.
I liked wearing, I didn't wear like full suits all the time because it was super hot.
Yeah.
So I did it when I could get away with it, and the top coats too. But I normally had like a button down and tie with like a vest or something, or
I can't rock vests.
I had jeans and a blazer or something like that.
Yeah. I'd like to rock vests.
So I figured out. So I kind of like dressing like this on occasion, but when I started working for H&M, obviously I had more access to like clothing discount, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But I noticed that the nicer I dressed, even though the suiting section was a very small section of the men's department that I was in charge of, I noticed that when I dressed nicer, I was asked more questions by customers. And when they asked more questions, they tended to buy more items.
Interesting.
So I was like, if I dress up nicer, they're more open to ask clothing questions. Like, hey, because 90% of the people that ask you something, at least in H&M, that asked me, were like, hey, I got XYZ to go to. I don't really dress like this. What should I get? Or I saw this look, but I don't know if it fits me. And
that makes sense, because they look at you and you're like, oh, you're put together.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask this guy.
If I was in like khakis and a t-shirt, way less questions about does this tie go with this blazer than if I have like a button down
Because you're like, that guy's
and like some shoes on.
He's wearing khakis.
Which caused major chaos at work.
Why?
So, in doing that, and just coming from fresh off Foot Locker, which was very sales driven, I started that mindset.
Okay.
I was like, push, push, push. Even though we didn't make commission.
Yeah.
And we didn't even like help people. They were like, no, do what you're supposed to be doing. Just lead them in the direction and let them do their thing,
experienced
right?
that, yeah.
So, I still had the mindset like, yo, let's bang these numbers up.
Facts, yeah.
So the way that store was split up, I don't know if you've ever been to the one downtown West Palm.
Mm-mm. So
it's split up. It's just a long rectangle.
Okay.
It's on the street, and it's split up evenly 4 sections.
Okay.
2 of the sections are women's, just women's. So another quarter that's kids, and the last quarter is just men's.
Okay.
It got to the point where my men's department was outselling the entirety of women's, which was literally half the store.
Which is wild, because generally you don't
half
sell
the store plus the lingerie section. And I was out. My team had it knocked out.
Why?
Because I did what we were supposed to do, and like I said, when I noticed people did certain things, like
why did that upset anybody that you were selling?
Because it's such a big portion of the store, and most, I guess, fashion shoppers or clothing shoppers are women. That they should be. They should be selling more.
So you made them
just
look
by
bad.
nature. So they're like, yeah, something's wrong here, and I'm like, well, I'm clearly not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But they were like, it was almost like you're doing too good of a job, and I'm like, cool, I'm not bringing it back.
Yeah, I don't
like,
even know
I'm
what
not
that means. I hate that kind of thought process. Yeah.
And it's like, it was very simple. Like, they're like, and it was just doing stuff for the most part. The stuff that I didn't already know how to do is stuff that they taught me.
Right.
Like, it's stuff that they wanted us to do anyways.
Right.
I just made sure it was done. Like, if you're in the suiting department and a certain shirt isn't selling, then you swap it out with something that's on like an end cap that's selling just fine. It's like, cool, put it in the spot that's getting high traffic, see if it moves.
Cheers, that makes sense, yeah.
And then when I sell out the shirt, solid. Put the other shirt back, and the traffic is back on that shirt. Now I've sold out 2 shirts instead of just 1.
Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense.
But they got upset because they're like, "Hey, you're doing too good of a job." But I'm like, "This is what you guys told me to do."
Like I don't know.
I'm literally just doing my job. Also, you guys are lucky this isn't a commission job.
Yeah.
I've told people that all the time. Like, yo, it would be a problem.
At that.
Anywhere.
Oh.
Anywhere. Coming off.
Because you're vicious. Cutthroat.
I would, and I'm sure this was not okay, but my rah-rah speech before, like, holidays involved me saying, I'm going to eat. If you guys want to eat this winter, you might want to get on your sales. I'm going to eat.
That's wild.
Like, I don't care. And I said, and this is, it kind of annoyed me because Champs was run a little bit different when I went to that side.
Okay.
It's all one company but separate corporate.
Okay.
Foot Locker is very like, hey, if you're not selling, someone else is going to get your hours, that is. Champs was just like, no one's losing their job. Take it easy, guys. I'm like,
yeah.
This is not what I'm here to do. I'm here to make money.
Did you make commission at Champs?
Yeah. So I was in, when I left, I was in a manager in waiting position. It was essentially you're a completely ready to have your own store by yourself, like on paper. There just isn't physically a available store.
Okay.
So money-wise, it was a good spot because I made salary plus commission. The only employees that didn't make commission were like full-fledged managers, or if you were like hired in a really big store for like a very specific role. Like you're gonna cashier and that's it. So they're gonna pay you a little bit more hourly, but you're not on the floor making sales.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I remember there was this girl we hired once, like fresh off the boat from Cuba. We had so many.
Boat or like. Nothing. Go on.
What do you mean the boat? She's fresh off the boat. Like she just got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barely spoke English. She was hired simply to fold shirts because we had like 12 shirt tables.
Yeah.
So like she made a little bit more money hourly because she wasn't going to be selling anything. So, but it was a good. It was very cutthroat. I remember when I left, and I would always end up in the mall because if I wasn't in my store, sometimes I would help out at other stores for H&M. So when I was in the mall, I would just go say hi to like old coworkers and old managers or whatever. And I remember I walked into one and I had already been gone like 2 years. And he's like, bro, these kids don't know how to sell. He's like, your numbers are still up in the back. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no one's beaten your holiday numbers from 2 years ago.
Oh,
and I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
That's embarrassing. Woo.
I did not do it. It's, you know how like at our job they're like one sale at a time.
Yeah.
Right. I had like 3 or 4. I would come out of the back with like this, and I did not waste time. You don't want it? Cool. Out.
Cheers.
Like I don't. People are like trying. They want you to like convince them or kind of sell them. I'm like, listen. There's too many people in and out right now. Like back to school, Christmas. Like no, you don't want this? Cool. What do you want? And you gonna think about it? Cool. No worries, man. No stress. No stress. Yeah. I will be here because I'm here open to close. Yeah, I'll be here, dude. Just swing back.
Yeah. Wild. I don't like commission jobs. I'm not that person. Which is funny because I'm good at selling stuff. I can sell anything. I just don't like that environment. I'm not a vicious seller like that. I like giving people what they need. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to push something on somebody that I think shouldn't have it or should do more research.
Right.
Which is the opposite of doing some sort of commission sale. You're like, you need this.
Well,
I'm telling you need this. This is what you need.
So some people do that. I never did it that way because I'm like, I don't want the return.
True.
And I was like, if they come back, not only are they gonna be pissed and probably never shop here again, like I'm gonna get that return and I'm gonna lose my commission. That's what happened.
You lose your commission? That's wild.
So that actually was later on because before there wasn't a way to like connect it different stores commission wise. So if say someone bought something in Miami and they lived up here and they're like, I really don't want this.
They return to Miami.
No, they per policy they could return it at my store because it's Foot Locker to Foot Locker.
Okay.
But because that employee is not in my store in my system, someone in my store has to eat that commission loss when it gets returned. Not only the commission loss, because realistically, if it's $100 shoe, you're losing $1.
Really, that's it.
1%. We sell so many shoes. You sell so much stuff. Like it's not bad commission rate.
Okay.
But what you lose is the $100 off your sales book for that week.
Right.
And like I said, everything's performance based. Like,
right.
If you're like, hey, I want a promo, they're like, cool, where are your numbers at? Because the managers.
What's a promo? What does that mean?
Like a promotion.
Oh, okay.
Because the managers and assistant managers are expected to be at the top of sales. Right. It's a commission job.
Right.
Because also, once you get in that position, you're expected to train down.
Right.
New people coming in and the people that are there that might need help. So you should be up there already.
Right.
If you're struggling in sales, like, cool, man, I could teach you to be a good manager.
I can't teach you to make sales.
If you can't get your numbers up because you can't get your staff to perform better, like, at the end of the day, it's a business.
Right. That makes sense.
So it was just one of those things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the cell phone store, that's what I was saying. At the cell phone store, I didn't have a super high sales rate or commission rate, like as far as like how much I got, but I never got returns. There was like people there, and like my manager for sure, she sold so much stuff, but she also probably got half of it back by the end of the month in returns. Like people were like, I didn't ask for this account. She told me it was free. It's like I'm paying monthly for this, right? Stuff like that. Right.
Which is what they wanted us to do, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, I'll get a smaller sales book, but I'm keeping all my money because my customer isn't going to be pissed off and come back and be like, yo, I don't want this phone, I don't want this anymore.
But isn't like cell phone sales like heavy on like you make commission, but it's also like it's like based on accessories, isn't it? Like how much shit you can sell.
Yeah, if you can tack on stuff, you'll definitely bump up that commission for that particular sale. Also the lines. So if you get the initial line, if I remember right, the initial line wasn't crazy high, but if you tacked on additional lines, then you got a decent amount of commission. Which if they were running something like, hey, if you got family that comes over, like if you get, even if the customer technically wasn't paying for it, they're like, hey, bring family over, you can actually pay a little bit less on your bill, but you open up 4 lines. I'm going to get commission on 4 lines, and the customer's saving money, but it's kind of like convincing them to do it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't with the convincing them no matter what. It's like, does this make sense for you? Cool?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I look at that through the lens of like what we're doing now with firearms. I cannot sell a firearm to somebody that I think is either the wrong gun for them, or that they shouldn't have it, or that they need to do more research. And I just can't do that. I can't do it, and therefore am grateful that we don't work in a commission environment, but there are people that we work with that will do that, and I just don't even understand it. I can't understand that at all. It's very weird.
And it causes friction, because it's like, that person knows it's a crappy piece of equipment, and they're just...
Or like what really bothers me, because I see this a lot, is like women who come in to buy a firearm, and they don't really know what they want, and they don't really know anything about guns, and you give them like a popular firearm for women, and because it's got an easy rack on it or whatever, and then you sell this to them, and they don't know what the fuck they're buying. They have no idea. They have no idea what to base this on. But you're selling it to them because you think it's going to be fine. I just think that's so fucking wrong. I think that's wrong on a very deep level, and it really disgusts me.
It's like, here you go, do your best.
Yeah, I just
figure it out.
Yeah, but there are people that and people that are the higher selling people in our store who will do that. They'll sell anything to anyone. It doesn't matter. I'm not down with that. I can't do it. So I'm thankful we don't have a commission job, and I'm not a commission person. Because like my pop would always say to me, like, you would kill it if you sold cars. People would like you because you're information based. You're very you're succinct, like and people would like you because you're a woman, so you would appeal to other women, but you're also a little bit like masculine, so dudes would like it, and you would just kill it. And I'm like, I can't sell things to people I think that shouldn't have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be like, you should buy this car, even though you have no fucking money and your credit is shit.
I told some guy that, like, one of the first weeks I was there. He was like, where you wanted this 1911? I think it was like Colt or something. It was stupid expensive.
Yeah.
And he kept looking at it and he kept messing with it. And he's like, yeah, man, I really want it. And then he just kept going on about his life. And I'm just listening. And he's just like telling me how, like, you know, he's the price is a little tight because he's tight on money because he lost his job. And I'm like, and I just like looked at him like, dude, don't take this the wrong way. Maybe you shouldn't be buying a weapon right now.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Especially one that's like $1,200 gun. I'm like, dude, maybe not.
Maybe not.
And he's like, yeah, maybe I should think about it.
Right, but that is
when I tell you that guy left, came back the next day and purchased it from somebody else.
Yeah.
Someone else just sold it to him.
Right.
And I'm like, the way that guy is, because he's come in a few times. The way that guy is, I know he told you the same story.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad at you for not giving a shit.
Yeah.
But like, that's just not me.
I just think that's disgusting. I don't get that, especially since we aren't commission based, allegedly. Why? Why would you do that? Why? Do you have no conscience whatsoever? I guess so, because you just, whatever. Grandma comes in and she wants something and she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. She doesn't know anything about calibers. She probably isn't even ready to shoot a person if she needed to, and you're just going to sell her some whatever. That's crazy to me, and it's disgusting. So I know I would not be doing good in any commissions jobs. It's just not who I am. I cannot do it.
What I didn't like about commission jobs, so it was good at the time I was doing it because it was just me. I didn't have to worry about anybody else.
Sure.
So if for whatever reason sales tanked, it got a slow season or whatever, money wasn't as nice as it is, you know, maybe during back to school or something like that, it's just me. I don't have to worry about anything.
Right.
Now I cannot depend on a slow season. I cannot. That's why when like it gets slow at work and they're like, you want to leave? I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Where am I going? For what?
Any money.
Like, I know you're going to pay me because this is my schedule.
Right, yeah.
Like, sorry. Like I'm not going to worry about buying the food I need to buy because it's dead.
Yeah,
and now you guys want to say
send one of the kids home.
Yeah.
Don't care, yeah.
Whoever's asking to leave early all the time, send them home.
Right. Well, you know, it's important to me because I have a lot of things I need to buy at Ross. You know,
What's the last thing you bought at Ross?
I've been looking for a while. So this is the other thing too, like I'll go to Ross and I'll scan around and I'll be like, what can I use these things for? So in my bathroom on the vanity, which I feel is the correct word for what I'm talking about, but I don't know. That's, you know, where the sink is. You shut up. It's the sink, where the sink is, you know, and it's a cabinet.
Okay.
Right? Is it not a vanity?
Sure.
What would you call it?
The sink?
Yeah, but it's not just a sink because it's a sink and then there's the countertop and then the cabinet. So what is it called?
It's vanity.
Is it a vanity? Okay.
I'll just give you shit.
I don't know.
I know you don't. You didn't know how these shelves worked.
Well, I said I said to a friend of ours that his parents' house, there's a credenza. There's a credenza I like, and I know his parents are getting ready to move. So I was like, hey man, if your parents are getting rid of that credenza, can I have it? And he was like, what the fuck is a credenza? And I was like, it's like a cabinet, kind of. And he was like,
brings you a plate. He's like, this is what you wanted.
I was like, it's a credenza. And he was just like, what in the fuck? And I was like, I don't know, man. It's a credenza. But anyway, or like, you know, at work where you go into the range, that's called a vestibule. And
I like to call it a foyer.
It's not though.
I know. That's why I call it that.
Well, because there's an instructor that teaches there that calls it a foyer.
Oh God. Well,
there was something else that he was calling it, and I was like, it's a vestibule.
I gotta tell you about this guy that came in today.
And he turned to me and he was like, I'm sorry, what? I'm like, it's a vestibule because he describes it to the people in the class. Like, it's 2 doors and there's a room in the middle. I'm like, it's a vestibule. And then the people in the class were like, it's a vestibule. And I was like, get fucked, nerd. It's a vestibule, bitch. Like, and he was like, huh. And then, like, one person in class, shit you not, looked it up on their phone and, like, read the description of a vestibule. And I was like, fucking
way off the
hair.
rails in that class.
Dude, what wild. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm in those classes, I just want to create chaos. Like, vestibule, and now he calls it vestibule. Because it is. But anyway, so I need something for the vanity. And to make it neater. Like, it was just a little chaotic. Like, it was just a little chaotic,
okay.
you know? I had, like...
Organization you needed.
Yeah. So, like, I had, like a lotion bottle out. I had, like, my toothpaste. Why are you looking at me like that?
You don't... These are things that you can put away.
No, it's on the counter because I use it a lot. Why would I put it away? So it's I have lotion on there. I have my toothpaste. I have like medication. You know, like the tubes that I use every day. And a nasal spray I use every day. Something to like clean my skin. It's chaotic, and I was very unhappy. Oh, a razor.
There's no way you shave your face.
I don't know why I did this as opposed to, well, what am I going to do? Like, bend down and be like, a razor?
Yeah, because that's what you actually do with your razor. I was like, there's no way she does this.
I have been known to do that.
You have no facial hair.
Women get hair on their face.
Some women, you don't.
I do.
Where? You get a little mustache?
You don't really see it because my hair's blonde.
Yeah.
But I
get
a
little mustache?
I get a little everything.
There's no way.
Just take it apart.
How often?
When I feel like it.
See?
You know, if I'm like looking in the mirror and I'm like looking really close, I'm like, those are some hair.
How nice.
Fuck that shit up right now.
Nice. This is like 2 days.
That's wild. I would look good with a beard, by the way. I've used AI. I've used AI to like see, you know, because like they have that now, like with mustaches and beards, and like it goes viral on TikTok. I've used it, and I'm like, fuck, I look good. Like I'd fuck.
There is an argument that both my brother and I are making that I would look good per those same like type filters with a bald head.
No, absolutely not.
But I have my beard.
No.
I can't do it without it. It is crazy.
It's not.
There was a filter on, I think, Snapchat.
Okay.
And my brother's like, you know what, man? You might have to try that. And then I use like a face swap app, and I put my face on like Keegan Michael K.
The fuck is that?
That's the guy from Key and Peele. The bald one.
Got you.
Which was kind of problematic because he's a different race than I am.
Facts.
But bald head did not look bad. I shaved my head
look
down
bad.
to like a 1.
Yeah.
But 100% I need my beard. I cannot be like just full. No hair.
Like I don't think you'd look bad, but I like the hair is better for sure.
Well, because I have nice hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I didn't have this glorious curly hair, I probably would have done it already just because I hate
I don't even like my curly hair. You like your curly hair.
Now, growing up, I had no idea what to do with it.
I still have no idea what to do with it.
Fucking madness. This kind of works.
Yeah.
And my barber always laughs because he was like, you want me, like he'll cut my hair, like you want me to put pomade or something in there? And I'm just like,
I don't know.
You can.
I have no idea.
I'm like, it's gonna go back. My hair's gonna do what it wants.
I have curly hair. I can slick it with pomade. What are you doing wrong?
Nothing. My hair is too strong. It curls.
Bullshit.
There is nothing.
Bullshit.
Nothing on this planet.
You have not had the right pomade.
There is. We use the same one.
Okay, I use that now, but there's pomade that I've used in the past that is hardcore.
Bring it.
Okay.
There is nothing I've used.
I don't like it so much because it makes my hair too flat. But you can 100%. You will use it. Put it in there. Slick it. It'll stay. It won't curl. I'm telling you.
Bring it. I would like to be proven wrong. My entire life I've been fighting my hair. I've given up. I'm just like, so I tell my barber, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then he'll do it sometimes, and he does not believe me. I'm like, dude, by the time I get home, it's a different hairstyle.
Nah.
Like, because it started to dry.
Yeah. And
then it starts to move.
Easy.
And the pomade does not hold. Pomade, gel, hairspray, nothing.
How does it feel to be wrong?
I don't know yet.
You're gonna be fucking
I hope so. I hope you can prove me wrong.
Oh, but I'm telling you, you've seen my curly hair. It's very curly hair. And I can get pomade that makes it...
Bring me the one that will make sure it doesn't move, and we'll test it.
It costs money, Mark.
You do not have it?
I don't have it on me. I don't use it
Well, then
anymore.
get me the name.
Okay. That's easy enough. Anyway, vanity. Want to organize it. So I've been scanning, like, trying to figure out what I want. I don't have a lot of space. I also don't want to take up a lot of space. Anyway, I ended up finding a, like, kitchen caddy that you would put, like, a sponge
like
in and...
eggs and stuff?
No. I'm saying, like...
The fruit caddy?
No, the stuff for, like, by your sink. You put, like, a sponge in there, and then like something that it's like a container.
Man, our sinks are different.
It's something you put on the counter.
Yeah, my sponge doesn't go on the counter.
Where does it go?
I have like a little thing that suction cups to the inside of the sink and then.
Okay, but it's an apparatus of some kind for your sponge.
Apparatus, yes.
It's an apparatus.
There's only one, apparatus.
That's not a thing.
It is.
It is
sure.
not.
Apparatus, the S makes it plural.
Oh my god, no. Anyway,
Vestibule.
Vestibule. I'm good with words. I can't do math. That's it. Anyway, I found it, and so before I bought it, so it had like internal organization, and I was like, I have no use for this, but it popped out. And I was like, this is the thing.
I just need this part.
I could well, here's the fun thing. Here was the fun thing. I bought it, right? So it was $8. So excited.
Super deal.
It was a stainless steel, very nice, neat looking. And in the front had like a little like metal piece that came up, like in front for the sponge. And so I got home, I took out the internal piece. I was able to put everything in there that I wanted to put in there and make it nice and neat. And then I took the inside and I was like, what am I going to do with this? And I took that and I put in like the teeth,
Floss?
It's floss, but it's on like a thing.
It's on a pick.
Yeah, or whatever. So
yeah.
I put that in there and my Q-tips. And it looks so cute. It looks so good now. It's great. I love it. And that was a work in progress. And I wouldn't have gotten there unless I frequented the Ross.
Do you have a favorite Ross?
The one in Delray is pretty good. Also the one by Mason in West Palm. Sorry, I did not. You're not to beep his name out.
I'm not. No one knows who he is. If he didn't have a job, he'd be a fucking hermit. Like, no one knows who Mason is.
Not like me, who gets recognized everywhere, including the Walmart while I'm buying tampons.
Insane.
Everywhere.
That's a wild place to go up to anyone and start a conversation. If they are not... No, not even. Because even if they are a family member, that's a wild spot. To like, wait till aunt comes out of the fucking aisle. Like, no, you don't...
In that
you don't. That's what I'm saying. You don't talk to... You don't go
I'm
up
holding the box of tampons,
somebody.
like, reading. And they're just like, Sam? From insert store? And I was like, uh-huh. Everywhere I go. Everywhere I go.
I'm like, dude, if you don't have a coupon for this thing, stop talking to me.
Wild. Whatever. I don't know. Everywhere I go. Most famous dyke to wear the polo shirt.
I got recognized at the gym once by some older dude, and I did not know who he was.
Oh, I never know who they are.
And he's just, and then he came in like, obviously they make it a point to come in after they see you. And
yeah, like, there was a guy that I was at a like a Western store. My days off are wild. You have no idea.
Going on a lot of trips.
The stuff that I get into. Anyway, so I'm at a Western store because I'm trying to find a new shirt for the rodeo. And so I'm looking for a new rodeo shirt, and while I'm there, somebody else is buying shirts, and he looks at me and he goes, I knew you from that place. And I was like, yes. And then a couple days later, he came into the store and was like, you remember me? And I was like, oh damn.
Are you stalking me?
I was like, this is a stalker, isn't it? But it happens so often. I'll be out somewhere and people will call after me. They'll be like, Sam! And I'll be like, and then they'll just be like, Sam! And I'll turn and I'll be like, hello? I never know who they are. I can't. And it's not because I'm being a dick and I'm just like I have a bad memory. Especially when it comes to like people and places.
I'm really bad with names.
Yeah, that too. I'm just like, I don't know.
No, I'm like, but conversely, I'm really good with faces. So I'll recognize someone, like I haven't seen you in 10 years, I will recognize you. And then I'll say hi, but I won't even know your name. So if you don't know me, if you don't recognize me, and I can't even recall your name, I'm just like, hey, I know you from this random event 10 years ago that only one of us remembers.
That's crazy.
Also, I don't remember your name. I look like a fucking creep. So I
That's
usually
hilarious.
don't say hi to people. I will see people and like, I was like, oh, I know that person from such and such. I won't say anything. Because I'm like, they're not going to remember me.
There's an executive that comes into our store frequently and I did not recognize him because he didn't do his hair. It was so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed. because I rang him up for something and I was like, oh, hey man. And he was like, what's up? I was like, I did not recognize you. And he's like, yeah, you know, like I just rolled out of bed. And I'm like, oh wow. I don't know, man.
We were talking about how like some people at work carry balaclavas on the regular for just in case, and one of the people.
In case what?
I don't know. Just in case you need one, I guess. And one of them was just like, yeah, I keep one in my bag, and I'm just like, everyone's gonna know who you are regardless. And he's like, yeah, I know. Very short. Identifiable tattoos. It's like
wildly retarded.
I'm like, bro, they're gonna know it's you. I'm like, meanwhile, me, I can go into the bathroom and shave my head, and no one's gonna be like, who's that guy?
There's nothing on me. It doesn't matter where I go.
When I shaved my beard, it had been like 3 days. Like I did my interview with the manager. You're like, can you shave your beard? Cool. Shaved my beard. Came back 3 days later. Hey man, so you're gonna be working at the other store? And I'm like, I'm working here. You interviewed me, my guy. And he's like, oh yeah.
Jeez.
It's like this weird thing. Like I kind of like that no one can recognize me or no one remembers my face because I kind of can. If I don't want to be bothered, I don't normally have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like I've had people stand this close to me and not realize like they knew me.
That's wild.
And I'm like,
People recognize you from
and I'm
your
like,
voice.
I'm like, yeah, because the last time you saw me, I looked like XYZ, and now I have this haircut and maybe different facial hair.
I feel like if I heard you though, I would recognize you. You don't get that ever?
I don't think so.
Because people will hear my voice.
I think because it's not a memorable voice. Like I don't have like a super deep voice or anything.
I don't think I have a memorable voice either. Do I?
Yes, Sam. You're very loud.
Okay.
You have a certain pitch to your voice. And yes, your accent does help.
I don't always have
It's
an
probably,
accent.
you know what it is? It's the stress level in your voice. Constant. It's pretty constant. Like you're always like on the edge, and people can hear that. So
I don't know, dude. Like I don't know, man. I was in the store and somebody came up to me and they're like, you know, you're on YouTube, and I was like, for what? You know, because I didn't know. And they were like, you were at the gun show. And I was like, oh my god, am I on like somebody videotaping me? And they're like, no, I just hear your voice in the background. And I was like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
You're like, okay, that works.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's yeah,
I low key got excited for a second. I thought somebody recognized you from the pod, and I'm like, oh, we're fucking.
No, it was from the.
We're not that cool yet.
I don't know. People, I don't know. It's gonna happen, I think, at some point, because apparently people on TikTok are watching these things, these clips.
Oh.
So yeah.
I like that I got my first hate message in the first week. Yeah.
About what? Was it about me being fat?
No.
Oh.
No, you weren't even. It wasn't. It was about a video with someone else.
That's hilarious.
Like a 3-minute video, and they took offense to something that wasn't said. It was wild.
That's funny.
And slid in my DMs and told me I didn't have permission to say XYZ, and I was like, get fucked. Blah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I haven't had any sort of overflow, so I don't know.
It's crazy. You stopped deleting the threads though, because
nobody said anything recently. Has anyone said anything?
Not recently, but like that was. I genuinely thought they were like they were.
I don't know those guys.
Okay, but first I thought you did know them. I thought they were like friends that started following, and I'm like, cool, man. Sam's got some support coming this way, and then I was like, well, they just kind of took your lead, like you made.
Okay, nobody wants that confirmed. You say like, oh man, I'm big, I'm fat. Nobody's like, yeah, you are fat. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Nobody.
So if you lie to me, I'm gonna think you're a piece of shit. Like
Oh,
if
no.
I say, man, I'm fat, and everyone's like, nah, man, you're good. I'm like, I know, I can see. I know I'm fat. Like, don't fucking...
Exactly, you know, so I don't want to hear it from you. Say something nice.
I don't want you to lie to me, though. So, okay, so this is where it came... This might have been where it's spawned from. When I was a kid, I was fairly large.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a big boy. And I kept saying it. I don't know if I was like crying for help or what. I kept saying, I'm like, yo, I'm fat.
Uh-huh.
Like I would say it to my, like in front of my mother.
Okay.
In front of family. I'm like, I'm fat. And they're like, you're not fat.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, no, I'm fat. I got titties. 12 with titties. It's not good. Looking at good
nice. I think I got titties at that time too.
Well, mine were unwanted.
Uh.
But, well, I wanted titties in my face, but I didn't want my own titties in my face. And then when I lost weight, the same family members, when it was like brought up, they're like, oh, he thinned out. It's like, yeah, he got out of that husky stage. And I was just like,
they didn't know what you mean.
Pieces of shit. How about get me some help?
Maybe, but they could still have lied to you and get you help. Like, you're not that big, man, but we're gonna go ahead and go to the gym a little bit together. Make you feel better.
Well, that didn't happen.
Oh, okay, but like, I still want to be. Don't fucking confirm that. But anyway, I deleted the comment because.
So you don't want to be told you're fat, but you would like help eliminating it.
Of course, who doesn't like to be helped? But I don't want that to be confirmed. That's kind of like when you put something on, and you're like, "Does this look good on me?" Like you don't want somebody to be like, "Nah, dude, you look fucking terrible." Like.
Oh, I will tell you that. I don't
Sometimes
want.
It's nice. Sometimes it's nice.
So I don't want. If you genuinely say. So use that example. If you genuinely don't look good in something.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you the shred of an idea that you might be able to pull it off, and then you go out to the world, and then someone you don't know that doesn't give a shit about your feelings is just like, you look like a sack of shit.
Who does that? Are people doing that?
Well, clearly, just now they've raised strangers.
That's the internet.
Okay.
In the world, people don't do that. People aren't. They don't
They used to.
They don't go. Yeah.
They used to. Not anymore, but
yeah, they don't go up to be like, man, you look like a sack of shit.
The point I'm making is like I feel like I'd be a bad friend if I was just like, nah, you look all right, and then you go out and like people are like, yeah, you look like crap. And then you're like, dude, you said I look good, and then I'm just like, well, you know,
you look good today.
It's not working. It's not working ever.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of that situation that occurred. Whatever. You just wait. You just fucking wait until I'm fucking thinned out and buff. I'm on day 3 of keto.
Okay. How are we on? What day of trend are we on?
I went to Vitamin Shop today though and looked for those testosterone
they have that
boosters.
stuff?
They didn't have it.
Yeah, shocker.
Why? Testosterone boosters are not illegal.
I know they're not illegal, but that's like a commercial vitamin shop. It's a vitamin shop is in the name.
Yeah,
like
they had other testosterone boosting stuff, but none of the ones I was looking for.
Right, because you want some hardcore shit.
It's not even that hardcore.
Yeah, okay.
Well, they did eugenics there. I was like, who the fuck's buying this? Whatever.
Listen, just roll the dice and get it off the internet from some Mexican website like everybody else, and just see what happens. No, you have to buy it with crypto. That's fine. That's not why you have buy crypto.
I don't have any crypto.
Oh, I'm slacking.
I barely have money.
I've made some money off crypto, so I can't talk shit. But
we need to go back to Ross because we do need to talk about something that's important.
What's important on Ross?
The thing that's important about Ross is, I was recently at Ross, and there are certain things, okay, you can't buy at a Ross. One of those things is power tools. Another one of those things are accessories for power tools. Mark? Because that's crazy. There's no way that you think buying oscillating saw bits or whatever, okay, for $12 is a good idea. That's a terrible idea.
That's a good idea because you toss them.
Bro, they're gonna break off and literally kill you Final Destination style.
So they're super thin. Like I have a scar on my hand, one of these hands. I have scars on both hands, but one of them's from the saw. There's like a little one here. There. Anyways, yeah, they're so thin that they break all the time anyways. Why spend a ton of money on them?
Because that's dangerous, though.
Right, but they're going to break anyways.
But they're way more dangerous when they're $12.
No.
Yes.
No, they're just discontinued when they're $12.
No, it's like, they're just things you can't buy. That's one of them. Power tools. Anything that's like, you could probably get hurt using it, you probably should not buy it at Ross.
I mean, I understand your logic, but... like, they're going to break anyways.
You want to go to Ross and get some shit to organize your pantry? Good to go. You want to go to Ross and get a fucking power tool? You're mental.
If I need one in a pinch and I don't have a lot of cash...
go to Harbor Freight like everyone else.
No. Those are brand new tools that haven't been discontinued. They didn't fall off the shelf and have a dent. Like
They probably do until I found it at Harbor Freight.
I haven't been there a very long time.
Like, but it's not a good idea in any sense. It's almost like the food there. Like, I want to buy some of the food there, but I'm like, I don't know, man. This probably is not a good idea.
I want to buy it, but I don't. Not because I think it's not a good idea, just because if I like it, I know I'm not going to get it again. Like, they have one of these. Like,
yeah, it's
and
always
you're not gonna get a new shipment of this.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I really like this, like, I'm not fucking getting it.
I have to like hunt it down. But there are certain things you can't buy at these stores. You just can't.
I can. Maybe I shouldn't, but I can.
No, you can't.
Also, you think they still have those?
Probably.
All right, go pick some up.
They only have one though, so you better hurry up.
Well, it's a pack. It'll be alright.
It is a pack. What? Which brings me on to my next point, which is the hierarchy of discount stores. Because there's a hierarchy.
Well, yeah. As far as quality,
you've got like Marshalls, you've got Ross, you've got TJ Maxx, right? I think that's all of them. Apparently, the Burlington Co-Factory is in there.
Burlington is
never been, so I can't really comment on that. And then there's that one that's down here with the B that I didn't have up in New York. Beals? It's called Beals.
Oh, Bells? Yeah, Bells, but they add an extra letter.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. I can never.
That one's correctly.
No, I found some good stuff in there.
So
there's an outlet for that one.
Oh yeah. You know what I've noticed? Like, the sketchier the area, the sketchier those stores are.
For sure, but also usually the products are better.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because like, I used to go down to Boca to the Burlington there, and they always had good shit.
Really?
But the one up here is kind of whack.
No, like when I go to a Ross and it's in a shadier neighborhood, like the shit's popping. I don't know if it's because like they have a higher turnover.
You're looking for unhinged products also.
What am I looking for?
I don't know, weird vestibules.
I'm not. I'm looking for organizational stuff.
You're looking for a credenza that has been gently beat up by.
I wish they had that. It just they don't. I mean, they have some furniture, but it never makes sense to me. Like everything else there, it makes sense as far as price, but then like you go look at an end table and it's like $70. And I'm like, who the fuck's dropping $70 at Ross?
That's a little
Are you crazy? I can go on Amazon and get it for cheaper.
They have jewelry sections. That still trips me out.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. It's weird. And I'm always like, this is wild, but every time I'm there, I hear, like, assistance to the jewelry department, and I'm like, who's doing that? Go to a pawn store. But yeah, there's a hierarchy, And I think it's different for everybody, but I'm going to tell you the real hierarchy, which is...
Who's at the top?
Marshall's at the bottom, because I think Marshall's sucks, and every time I go there, I don't find anything that's good. I don't know who's at Marshall's. Please let me know what you're finding there that's good, because I can't find shit. Next would be TJ Maxx, which is... So it's kind of unfair to say that, because I haven't really gotten through the TJ Maxx in a while, so I don't know what the quality of things are. It seems like a little nicer. And the top for me is Ross. I mean, every time I go there, it's a great experience. And then, Bells? Why does it have an A in there?
Don't know.
Because it's so confusing. Like, once I said Beals, and then everybody started making fun of me, I'm like, oh, go fuck yourself. There's an A in there. And so I'm saying it.
It's balls with an E.
I'm fucking confused. Like, how did anybody find out it was Bells? Whatever. I haven't...
Because it's in the name. One of the letters is replaced with a bell.
Not where I'm at. Not where I'm at. Granted, the one I always go to is the Outlet, which is a wild sitch. That place is crazy. But a discount, like, cheap store having its own outlet is psychotic. Like, I would love a Ross outlet. That's gotta be wild.
How badly damaged and discounted is this stuff that it's in the outlet of a discount store?
I know. It's awesome. It's awesome. The first time I ever went to a discount store was this Bells. And when I got there and I was like, you're telling me I can buy a 4-pack of Michael Kors boxer briefs for $10 fucking dollars? I lost my shit. I lost my fucking mind. I was like, why is nobody here? I was like, this is...
Does no one know about this?
Dude,
you gotta tell people.
Losing my fucking mind. And then, you know, I'm buying stuff. I'm having a great ass time. And then my pop was like, well, you know what? Like, that stuff's cheap, right? And I was like, because it's awesome. I don't know. The place is great. And he was like, well, because they typically have issues with them. Like, it's a stitching problem or it's like from another country or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Oh no, my Michael Kors underwear has a stitch that's a little funky. Who fucking cares? What are we talking about? Like, dude, it's best.
Michael Kors.
It is, or like Calvin Klein, or Hanes is not that, but Calvin Klein, and you know, Michael Kors. Like, there's some nice stuff there. Perry Ellis, which is one of my favorite male like nice clothing brands.
I used to wear Perry Ellis.
Shut up. Really?
When I was like younger in high school, and I thought that was cool.
Dude, I love Perry
I don't
Ellis.
wear Perry Ellis. Right
Why? What do you not like about Perry Ellis?
I don't know. It's not. I don't do the stripes anymore, and
Okay, it's not really stripey.
It's a lot of stripes.
There's not a lot of stripes.
There's a lot of stripies.
Oh my god. No, Perry Ellis is.
But no, if I get dress clothes, I kind of I get what I like, but I don't like. So they have like the nicer dress shirts, but
Are we talking? Oh, Perry Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Like, as far as like more like they'll have stripes or some kind of pattern.
Right.
I'd rather have like my suit or my pants have the pattern, so I usually go plain with the shirt.
But they don't always have patterns shirts.
Right, but I can just get a cheap white button down or something and just toss it.
Crazy that you'd be getting a cheap white button down. Like, that's something you should.
Like a $15 white button.
What you should invest in. A white button down is a.
No, I have them. I have them, but they're always crisp. I always have a crisp.
A brand new one.
Yeah, because they're $15.
Crazy?
How is that crazy?
Because just get a high quality one and wash it and iron it, Mark. Grow up.
No. I'm gonna wreck it.
How?
Because I'm a fucking animal.
I am too, but there's this thing called stain remover.
No, just toss it and get a brand new one.
I could never. No. Do you like Kenneth Cole?
I am a big fan.
I fucking love Kenneth Cole. Kenneth Cole reaction button-down shirts are great. And it's not $15, so.
Like, something like that I wouldn't toss, but like it's
worth it.
It's just easier. I guess this was more when I was always wearing dress clothes. So like I'm gonna run through it. So I'm not trying to run through $30 shirts as opposed to like $15 shirts or $10 shirts. Sure. Like, I liked Express shirts, but they were like $50. They were $60 a piece.
I like my.
They were $60 a piece. And when I tell you, after like 2 wears, you could not get the wrinkles out. I was so upset. I'm like, dude, I paid so much money for these shirts, and I can't wear them.
Express is nice.
And I used to shop there a lot, especially when they opened the men's Express in Boca.
They make good shit, but I have a similar issue with Express that I have with H&M, which is I can't ever really find things that work for me there because everything is tiny and it's made for tiny European guys.
Yeah. And
I am quite possibly on the unbelievable other side of the spectrum.
You have a very American build.
Fuck yeah, I do. And besides the fact that I have enormous titties, it's even if I get like a 2X, it's super hit and miss. Like,
well, even then, it's like that. So I can't imagine how much that sucks. Like, you get a nice shirt and you're like, cool. Just to fit my tits, I gotta get this size.
Yeah. Which
now I look like a circus tent.
Facts.
Like, that's so fucking.
It's hard. So it's like either you gotta get something that's a little bit too big, or you're gonna have to deal with a little bit of button pull. It's a lose. But H&M is just it's hard to even find a 2X in H&M.
Oh, for sure.
That is like finding the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow because it is very difficult.
So when I worked there, I was easily like 30 pounds smaller than I am now.
Okay. So you were in there.
I was not always.
No shit.
Because a problem I've always had wide shoulders. Mm. So I go throw a blazer on. It fits everywhere, but when I do this, like I'm just like I'm not bending anything.
I also.
So I'm like, all right, so this sucks. Yeah, the pants were a problem because I had from soccer. I had big quads, but I was wearing like a 34 at the largest. Mm-hmm. Like I think I still wear a 34 now. Mm-hmm. Maybe a 36 with a piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was normally wearing at that time. I was 32, 34 waist, but like I had to get a 36 because my thighs did not fit.
Interesting.
in those pant legs, and it was so frustrating. It's like, not only are like most of their clothes nice, but obviously I worked there, so I got a good deal.
Yeah.
But it's like I can't wear this shit.
I typically on average can't wear men's pants. It just doesn't work for me at all. Which I'm super jealous of women that can. But my hips are too big. It just never happens. It's not a thing. It just isn't. Even when I was tinier, it wasn't. I can't, because men's pants, obviously, well, dress pants are a little different. Sometimes I can get away with that, but like if I'm talking about casual pants, like there's not a shot in hell. It just doesn't work out for me. I'm not built like that. But I do know a lot of like lesbians or masculine dressing women that will wear men's stuff, and I'm like, motherfucker, that must be nice. What were we talking about? How do we?
The hierarchy of Ross.
Hierarchy?
But I think we're done with this kind of stuff. I think I've had enough.
Listen, I'm very into the discount stores.
Listen, I was, when my son was first born, like we were there all the time.
Yeah?
At Burlington.
I would
because their
imagine.
fucking baby stuff was so cheap.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
always running to baby stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they're just, one day they're in what they're wearing, and then the next day they're just like not, literally, like the jump was just a day. Like you
That's scary.
wore this 2 days ago, and now this doesn't fit. Now I have to go buy all new clothes.
That's super scary.
And it's like, at first it's okay. If you have smart friends and family, they will buy you clothes before the baby's born, like as far as like baby shower or whatever, in different sizes.
Okay.
Because they know
they're going to grow into it.
Children get bigger.
Right.
Right? So then they'll so at least you have a couple outfits like just kind of waiting, so that when that day comes, you're like, oh shit,
right, that makes sense.
Grew. I don't have to rush to the store. But there were a couple times where like, hey, we gotta go this weekend because none of the socks fit.
None of the socks
like
fit.
the onesies aren't buttoning.
Do you know what I found out recently about babies?
What's up?
That some of them get little gloves.
Yeah,
little mittens.
Killing
That's crazy. Because I was looking for baby stuff for a friend, and I was like, what are these? What's the deal with the mittens? They were little hands cold? And they were like, no, they'll fucking scratch their face.
They're like little cats.
I was like, damn, why?
Their nails are like razors.
Why?
Because they're brand new.
What does that mean?
They're brand new. They're new stuff. They're new to construction.
So what does that mean? They're like indestructible?
If you just get a brand new knife.
Yeah.
How sharp is that?
Super sharp.
Super sharp, right? They made it, they sharpened it, put it in the package, good to go. That's what a kid's fingernails are.
So they're like they're baby knives.
Basically, they're just little razor blades. Wow. And
Or do all babies like clog themselves?
Maybe
or
not a lot.
Some babies.
Killian did it a lot.
Okay.
But not all babies do it. He had his gloves on all the time because he was just like.
Why? What are they doing?
They'll be sleeping and they'll just like, but they don't know how to scratch with just their fingers, so they do this, and they're so sharp that they just cut their little. It's a whole thing.
Does this last a long time? Or
Couple months until they kind of like grow out of it, and or you can start trimming their nails. You can't trim their nails right away; they're just too soft and too short. But they're sharp enough, they're thin enough that they will scratch the shit out of themselves.
That's fascinating.
Or you like you'll feel it after. Like if your kid's like doing this and they're just feeling your face, you're like, oh, that's cute. And then you go take a shower and you're like, my face burns.
Wow, I didn't know this about babies.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff I don't know about babies because I am the youngest child and I don't have a very big family, and so I didn't have a lot of experience with babies. Like the first baby baby that I had interaction with was as an adult anyway, was when I was doing EMS and I was transporting babies and their moms like after they were born to hospitals that didn't have COVID patients.
Gotcha.
And so I think I'll never forget, I walked into the room and there was this little baby there, and you know, the mom is like getting ready to leave. She just gave birth like 10 hours ago or something. And I'm like, holy shit, that baby's tiny. And my partner, who's like a paramedic, is like trying to get things going, doing checks, whatever. And I'm just like,
he's so little.
I was like, hello? And then, you know, he would just like look over at me like, why is this happening? And I was like, what's his name? And she was like, Nathan. And I was like, you're gonna eat so many hot dogs. And fucking, I don't know, man.
That's the first thing that came to your head?
Straight up. And she did not laugh. And I was like, okay. I don't know.
roasting my baby.
Dude, I was like looking at him and I just was like my hands were like this because I was like, I don't know how to touch this. I don't know how to grab this thing. You know, I'm like, it's tiny and wiggly and he's so small. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just went to her bags and started loading the bags up.
It's funny how like, so it always happens. You go from like being so gentle to just be like one hand in the baby and doing all this
terrifying.
other, because you're like, you get used to it and you're just like, I'm not dropping my kid. Like you like you get it. You're like, I'm not gonna fucking just drop.
I just don't know. I don't know how it works.
That was the longest time it ever took me to get from Boca to Boynton.
Yeah.
The day we drove home.
Yeah. Why? Because you were going so damn slow.
Oh, I was like, listen, I don't care if I don't care who honks at me. I don't care if the cop gets behind me.
5 miles an hour.
No. We are driving 10 under the limit.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone has to say about it.
Yeah.
Because we're getting this baby home safe.
Fast forward 2 months, you're like,
Killian's
Tokyo
like,
drifting it.
Yeah, because Killian's like, Dad, go fast. And I'm like, I want to go fast. You're not first, you're last. And then,
oh my God, no. Oh
and he's like, woo. There's a hill by his school. And you hit it and you go, woo.
Like, when kids get a little bit older, I'm okay. But, like, from that, like, newborn phase until, like, 2, I'm terrified. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm scared.
The hardest part about that phase is, like, every time you get a routine locked down, because it's all about routine. That's going to make the life somewhat easy.
Okay.
Second you get it something locked down, something changes.
Like what?
Like, they start eating more. Or their sleeping pattern changes. They start crawling. They start running. Like, it all changes. It's like as soon as you're like, all right, we do this at this time, we do this, all right, cool, we're good, all right. And then we get time to do that there, and then you're like, and the kid's like, I think I'm going to stand now. And then I'm going to sprint.
Fuck.
See that glass table over there? Should have got rid of that.
Oh no!
Like, just wild stuff. And it's just like, the routine's out the window.
Well, I learned...
routine. And then the whole time you're trying to get the kid to cooperate with the routine. And once they do, they're like, well, now I'm hungry. Because now this is when I'm hungry now.
Oh,
I know
no!
I've only been hungry this hour for the past 6 months, but now I'm hungry at this time.
That's chaotic. That's wild. But I did learn, though, like, so, again, didn't have a lot of experience with kids. When I was working at 511, my boss had, like, he was maybe like 4 or something. He was running around touching shit, you know, he was a boy. He was running around a lot touching stuff or whatever, and he tripped and he fell. And so my reaction was like, oh no, are you okay? Are you alright? And he just looked at me and he goes, you're okay. You're okay. And I was like, how do you know? And he was just like, he's fine. And I'm like, how do you fucking know? He's like, you can't do that. You can't go up to him and be like, are you okay? Because he'll start crying, even if he's not, even if he's fine. You can't be like, are you okay? Because they'll freak out. And I'm like, that's insane. I could never. So
Killian's supposed to start sparring this weekend.
Okay.
And I'm thinking I'm just going to leave the room because I don't want him to look at me and look at me as an out to like cry and go. Because if I'm just like in the other room, like I think he'll be a little bit tougher because he won't have someone to like go cry to.
That's smart. That's smart.
But mom's a little weary about the sparring.
No, he'll be alright. It's good for kids to get knocked around a little bit. I think, anyway. But I also don't know shit about children, so as it turns out, I don't know fucking dick.
Shocker. You want to hear this plot twist? Nobody knows anything. I've been since probably like 2 months in, I was like, I need to write a book, and it's just gonna be the shit they don't tell you that happens to everybody.
Like what?
Like between the kid, between the mom. Okay, so we had, none of them work there anymore, but when Ben was saying that he was gonna have a kid, me and Juan, being the dads of the store, would mess with him and like say stuff. And he was talking about like the hospital and like being there with like his girl and the kid and all that. I forgot how we got on the subject, and we were just like, it's like, yeah, man, and don't forget, you gotta help her, like, you know, go to the bathroom. There's the mesh underwear, and he's like, the what? Yeah, he made that face, and I was like, he doesn't know about the mesh underwear. You're gonna have a good time.
What is that? What is that?
Oh, you want to learn some wild
I
shit?
feel like I've heard about it, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, so whether you have cesarean or not, or natural birth, like your body's just open so much.
Okay.
Like you start to dilate regardless.
Right.
Most of the time.
Uh-huh.
So your body's just like open.
Uh-huh.
And then you have major surgery and it's all related in that area, right?
Okay.
So, post-birth, there's a lot of fluids and stuff that's like coming out.
Okay.
And you can't just wear your clothes.
Okay.
Like normal underwear and stuff. Like that's not working.
Mm-hmm.
You get what looks like a pad that's about this big.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
And you put that bad boy on. This is the mom.
Okay.
Put that bad boy on. And then they have, literally looks like a mesh bag that you see like oranges in. Like it's white and it's just like netting. It looks like netting.
Okay.
But it's cut like underwear.
Okay.
And that's what they wear. Because you can't put like that, like pressure or anything on there. Like even normal clothes, like it's going to be uncomfortable, it's going to hurt, it's not going to breathe, it's going to bleed through everything. So it's like, this is what you wear and it gets changed out all the time.
How long does that last?
A couple days.
Oh my god!
I think 2 days.
Oh my god! That's a long amount of time.
But it's like, you can't like wipe yourself. So like they give you a kit. They give you a kit when you like after you give birth, and there's a little squirt bottle, similar to what I had my simple syrup in when I was making my drink. Just a little clear.
Outstanding.
And it has saline solution in it. Yeah, probably similar.
Yeah. I got it wrong.
And that's how you rinse. You can't wipe.
Why?
Because you can't touch anything.
Why?
It's too sensitive. It's too like raw of an area.
Interesting. Is it painful?
Yeah. It's not painful, it's uncomfortable. So you can't touch it. So you just like, you gotta keep everything clean, right?
Facts.
So you get like this squirt bottle.
What about dab? Can you not just like
nope,
dab?
can't touch it. I think you can dab after, but like you can't wipe.
Okay.
So you gotta like spray with the squirt bottle, do a little dabby dab.
This is insane.
I'm sure this is burned in Sav's brain, so she would probably a little bit more than me.
She's not here because I would just be like, drunk.
I'm sure she fell asleep, but I'll make sure we bring it up. Maybe we'll bring it up. She has a question bowl. I have yet to add to it, but she has a little for ours.
God, you're the worst.
Yeah. But yeah, so no one told me about that.
All right, maybe I don't want kids. Maybe I want to adopt. Maybe I don't want to have them. This sounds like a lot. I want to in my brain, but then actually doing it sounds like it's not going to be a good idea for me.
And you don't have your choice of which one it is. It's whatever's safer.
What do you mean?
Like whether it's it's whatever's gonna keep the kid alive. So it's like you can plan all you want. That's why
Can't you prefer? You can do a C-section regardless.
Some people schedule them, which is weird.
That sounds dope. Then know when it's gonna happen.
Right, but you can just but you can just schedule going to the hospital. You schedule going to the hospital and getting the whole thing started. But if you're like, hey, you're gonna cut me open on this day. Now they may put a deadline, which is like, hey, if you haven't given birth by this date, like safety wise, we need to go get the baby. Which is kind of what happened with Sav. But
that's how I would do it. I'd be like, listen, let's plan this bad boy out. Like when
I want this birthday.
This date, no issue, no worries. And then I know. This way I'm not waking up on a Tuesday and I'm like, fuck, this is bad. This is not great.
Well, that's what we did. If it's like, hey, if you haven't given birth or gone to labor by this point, you're showing up to the hospital at this date.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to wait. I don't want to find out. I don't want to wake up on a random day and it just be like, uh-oh. Now, let's plan that out a little bit better. Yeah, I've already been told that this life's not for me. So,
I forgot who else. Was it you that was telling earlier that one of our coworkers was just like, yeah, man, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like, yeah, man, it's one of those things. You just...
I think I just might have to be like the cool aunt forever. I don't know. I'll save a lot of money, I know that.
I mean, that's what my brother says. Like, he's like, I'm cool being the uncle. He's like, I love killing you. Don't get me wrong. He's like, but fuck kids.
I don't feel that way. I mean, like, and I'm very family oriented, and I would want a family, but it's also it's harder when you're gay because you know that it's going to cost a lot of money to do anything. It's going to cost a lot of money to get pregnant, and it's going to cost a lot of money to adopt. So you already know you're in the.
Doesn't make sense Because, like, no one wants that kid.
Yeah.
I want the kid.
But it's fucking expensive.
Show me you make a ton of money. I'm like, what does that matter? He needs a house.
He needs a house, and I'm ready to give it to him. No.
I got a room.
And then, like, you throw that you're gay on top of it, and then it's like, I don't know about that.
You're gonna make this you make this unwanted kid gay? We'd rather he sits in a home.
Right, yeah.
He sits in this orphanage and not be gay.
No loving family, no opportunity. But you're fag, so you can't be giving the kid to you. You might touch it or something. What? I don't know. Fucking craziness.
Like I said, I'm gay, not a priest.
Facts. I don't know, man.
What time is it?
10? I can talk forever.
Fast. I know. We always can.
Yeah,
That's why.
I can go forever. Like, I found out when I went to Dollar Tree that, there's a realization I had. But also, by the way, did you know that Dollar Trees and Rosses are like, they come in pairs? Every freaking Ross I've been to, there's a Dollar Tree like right next to it. But anyway, so I popped into the Dollar Tree after going to Ross, and one of the sadder things about growing up and becoming an adult is realizing all of the prizes that you wanted in school are all from the Dollar Tree. Like, you were busting your ass for that sweet, spooky pencil. The whole fucking pack of Dollar Tree. Mm-hmm. Like, aw, it sucks, man. You're like, shit, I can buy all the prizes now. But then you're like, man.
And then you go to Five Below and you're like, it gets so much nicer for $4 more.
Yeah, me and Five and Below are having a little bit of a
Why
thing.
do you have issues with Five Below?
Because, it was such a great idea. You're like, Five and Below, that's sick. And now they have like a 6 and above area, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, but the dollar store did that too. They're like, they're not Dollar Tree anymore or something like that.
Also.
Yeah.
I'm very upset about it.
Listen, inflation is real.
I don't care. If you're gonna fucking call yourself a Dollar Tree, you better be a fucking dollar.
Also, I found out that some places, some realtors, I don't know how you say it, whatever. Some places that sell Arizona iced tea, I don't know if you remember when they were like, oh, it's all of $1.
Yeah.
There's places you can still get it for 99 cents. They're choosing, they're like, yo, let me get the more expensive labeled can. Because it's already printed on the can.
I know, I've experienced this.
Bro.
I know. And it makes me feel a kind of way. I'm like,
I feel 100% feel, oh, you're never getting my Arizona iced tea money again.
Never again. Like, how fucking dare you?
Also, they have sick merch.
Arizona? I see.
So I have this weird obsession, and I haven't gone the rabbit hole of like just purchasing a lot of it, but there's some brands that you don't think sell merch have some pretty sick merch.
What?
Publix.
That's fucking psychotic.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, it's like a cult thing. Like, people are like, yo, gotta get the new Publix shit. It's kind of hard to get to their online store. Like, you have to be on the website looking for it to come across their online store. I mean, you can get a nice watch that literally is a nice watch and with a green face, and it just looks
fucking hilarious.
Wild shit. Chick-fil-A has like slides you can buy.
I kind of can see that. I heard Costco has their own stuff.
Costco.
Costco, they'll say Costco on it, or like Kirkland's. And I'm like, that's insane.
Apparently Cat, like the machinery company.
Oh yeah.
Like, not just boots. They have like a bunch of wild fucking merch.
Guess where I found that?
Fucking
Ross, baby.
Oh
Did you know that they make cat underwear?
That's wild.
Yeah, dude. I saw it. I actually know somebody who bought it.
I know who bought it. There's only one person we both know that would have bought it.
I thought about it, and I was like, well, here's the fact. I actually have no issue buying it. I would have bought it, but the material wasn't that nice. So I was like, what are we even doing? But yeah, I know that. And they also make socks.
Yeah, there's some low-key merch to be had out there. So I saw a video, I sent it, I think I sent it to a bunch of people, but the guy was like watching a video, and he paused the video. It was like a react video, and he paused and he's like, hold the fuck up. He's like, you might not deceive me. Is that man wearing a Cane's button up? He had a
like a racing cane?
Yes.
Okay.
Button up, button to the top, and it was just a black short sleeve button up, and it had the logo all over. Like, just patterned all over. And I was like, that's wild. Also, I need one.
Also, I need one. I kind of fuck with that. But like, so again, at the Ross.
Mm-hmm.
That's also where I found out, like, you know, like Mercedes-Benz has a cologne. You can get a Lamborghini cologne.
Man, so car manufacturers sometimes have some weird stuff. I don't know if it's still there. Both of them used to have a Porsche store, like the car.
Okay.
And they didn't sell cars in there, obviously.
Yeah,
it was just like
merch.
It was like luggage and hats and weird shit. Stupid expensive. But it was like one shy purchasing a car and getting it while you're at the dealership and adding it to your your thing.
Like who's wearing it?
Well, it's like, where else are you getting it?
Ross.
Ross probably has it.
Dude, so like Ben Sherman, as I'm sure you're familiar with Ben Sherman, as I am. There's a Ben Sherman like grooming kit, like nail clippers and scissors, and I was like, that's wild. Ben Sherman also has like a shampoo and conditioner situation. I never could have thought in my mind ever that would. There was also it was Toy Story cologne, which is crazy.
That's normal because they market the kids.
Stormtrooper cologne.
Yeah,
what does that even smell like? Is it plastic? Captain America cologne?
It smells like freedom.
I don't fucking. It's very confusing. I'm very confused.
Yeah, they make kids cologne, so it kind of makes sense.
That's not kids cologne. It's for adults.
Oh.
It's for adults. Also, kids are wearing cologne?
Yeah, I have baby cologne.
Huh?
Hispanic children wear cologne. It's the one we get is for Cuban children, and it's called Violetas.
Oh my god! What does that mean?
Violets. It's just like it's literally the lightest smell.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
You know the smell. They make it in Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but is there a cologne that's not Cuban centric? Like
for babies, probably not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is anybody else doing?
We're the only psychos that are doing that. Sav hates when I put it on Gillian. I put it on him.
Why? I mean, that sounds awesome.
Because of the smell, like it's so distinct and it's strong. It really is strong.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like just dab it in your hand and use that little dab.
It is an odd concept. Like, why would we be putting cologne on kids?
Listen, why are we putting gold bracelets on kids?
Okay, but that's cute. But like smelling good is. Like smelling like that, like I know I wear cologne because I'm trying to like get girls to be like.
I'll grab it when we get out of here, so you can smell it.
I got it.
It's I got 2 bottles. We got it when he was born, like at the baby shower. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna last us his entire life, because no one needs 2 of these.
I just can't. So if this exists, which it does, that means so many people are buying it that it still exists.
Oh, it's a famous company.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't know baby cologne exists.
You talk to any
How much is it?
Dollars. It's not expensive.
Okay, I feel like I need to buy some for my friend now and send it to him.
I can give you a bottle. I have 2 bottles. This kid's not gonna make it through 1 bottle before he's 16. I'm telling you right now.
That's insane.
I don't cover him in it. It very rarely when I'm.
When do you put it on him?
It's usually sarcastically. Because I know his mom doesn't really.
Here I am thinking like, we're going to a nice event.
If we're going like Thanksgiving at my mom's, I'm like, yo, you're getting a Violetas. Just put a little. And he's like.
I imagine he doesn't like it.
He didn't have an opinion. The last time I put it on him, he wasn't old enough to have like a
I think if you put it on him
it.
now, he would not like it. Because he strikes me as is not liking that.
So today was Jersey Day.
Okay.
And I've had this soccer jersey for him for like 3 years.
Okay.
Because I got the smallest size they make, but it was too big. And of course, he's also on the smaller side, so he couldn't wear it.
Together?
Maybe. It's more of a height thing.
Okay. Same. Anyway.
You can't fix that in the gym. So I put it on him last night, and I'm like, hey, it's Jersey Day tomorrow. You want to wear this? And he's like, not really. It's itchy. I'm like, you're wearing a shirt underneath it. There's no way it's itchy. And he's like, well, I can't wear it. I'm like, why not? I was like, why don't you want to wear it? It's okay, but just why don't you want to wear it? He's like, it's too handsome. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but okay, you don't have to wear it.
Yeah, why wouldn't he want to be handsome?
I don't know. So I hung the jersey on his doorknob, and I was like, maybe.
Did he?
I came home from the gym this morning, and he had knocked it on the floor. Whatever. So he wore his combat club shirt to school.
Okay.
I mean, it's a team. Go for it. It's a fight team. His teammates.
I don't know. I don't do sports. Only once to beat girls.
How'd that work out?
Not great.
So either do more sports or do more girls. I don't know.
I don't know. I really should have. Again, as being a lesbian, really thought I'd get this ability to be
Good at
sporty. But no. Not me. I'll be on the sidelines, like making like little snacks for everybody. Like
That's important.
I could be the snack bitch all day long.
That's important.
No problem. I'll be on the sideline getting the Capri Suns or the Gatorades and little snackies, like little refuel stuff, but I won't be on the field
The
participating.
little cheese and hard salami together.
Whatever. I'm there.
Solid.
No problem. I'm ready for you when you get off the field. But doing it? No. No, I'm not doing... First of all, I've tried baseball, softball. I have no coordination at all.
So I'm not a fan of baseball or softball, but you tried probably one of the hardest things in sports to do, which is to hit a fucking tiny ball going
I don't know,
like
I liked it
80
though.
miles per hour with
That's
a
what I was
fucking
interested in.
bat.
I thought
Like
it was
it's so
interesting.
ridiculous.
And then I did tennis for a little bit and didn't enjoy it.
Also, ton of coordination
I was okay on tennis,
and
actually.
technique.
Tennis I was alright for some fucking...
I need you to pick up bowling first or something. Like,
I've done that, didn't like it. And then I did soccer when I was little. And I just really didn't enjoy all the running.
yeah, it's exhausting.
I was like, this is shit. Never got the opportunity to do hockey because I'm from Long Island and that's not really a big sport there. Didn't do lacrosse. And then when I finally hit college, I did, rugby. Because I already liked rugby at that point. And yeah, but again, an incredibly physical sport.
Yeah.
So I was like, this isn't... why couldn't I just get into like fucking